Hello and welcome back! What are we doing? Some, Lino flower reviewing. I was going to do this the other day, but I decided not to, so I'm gonna do it today. This is the meeting place just past here. Got no clue what to expect from this. Hey, what's up, fan? Well, you actually showed. Why do you look so surprised? I ain't the type to accept an invite and then be a no-show. So you seemed a little spaced out there for a minute. Something on your mind? Not really. I was just watching you do your thing. Seen your form with that sword against all those white petals was pretty mesmerizing, I'll admit. Wow, it's not often I get a compliment from you of all people. I just call them like I see them. Anyway, those are called Lino flowers, right? I hear they bloom in the Empire, too. Yep, they're indigenous to the East, but they were taken abroad back in the Middle Ages. I heard there was some growing around here, so I decided to stop by. Seeing them in full bloom is a sight you don't want to miss. Ain't wrong there. Sure is a sight for sore eyes. Definitely isn't a bad place to kick back and pop open some cold ones. That's actually what's often done in flower viewing parties in the East. It's easy to get swept up in the atmosphere with all this nature around. So, wanna fight? No. What? Boo. So, wanna fight to the death? Let me think. No! Darn it. I freaking knew this is the reason you called me out here. Why do you want to fight me so bad anyway? What makes you think I'd be a match against the Divine Blade? Oh, I don't think that at all. You'd be lucky to last 5 seconds against me as you are now. Oh. But as that dark blue Grendel? Now that's another story entirely. Yeah, I think I'd see what's going on. Our fight against the Crimson Grendel must have lit a fire in you on their own. No, you hit the nail on the head. From the moment I had laid eyes on it, I was itching to pull my sword out and go to town. Just when I thought my chance had arrived, boom, gone in a flash. I can't contain myself any longer. Guess that means running for the hills is off the table. Not like I can let you go back to Aramis in that state anyway. You're that you're quick to understand. Let's hurry up and get started. Sorry, but that ain't an option either. I can't go Grendel when my hollow mare isn't around. And she's been sleeping like a baby ever since the Genesis stopped functioning. Oh, well, that sucks. What am I supposed to do now? I'm completely overstimulated. I don't have an opponent who can bear the brunt of my attacks. Don't hit the panic button just yet. I have an idea. Just need a quick change of venue. Alright. The Marking Garden? Battlefield with Lino flowers in a full moon. I couldn't ask for a more perfect backdrop for a duel. Program must have used the area we were in, along with your fighting spirit, as data. Anyhow, I think this should work. Keep in mind, this is just a digital recreation. I've been through the transforming enough times now that I can tell the difference. Transformation. We only just freed this place from the Garden Master, so this is kind of a little like exploiting a bug while things are still disabled. I don't care about any of that. All that matters now is I can have my fun. Fair warning, I also get pretty darn fired up when I'm in this form. I won't be able to pump the brakes now that the engine's going. You poked the bear, so get ready for a beatdown. I'm more than ready for that. Bring it on! Gromp! Taking the initiative was definitely the right call, but I think you were a little too hasty. You need to give yourself enough room to predict how your opponent might counterattack. Even while the overpowered freaks have fought against the Grindel up until now, she has them all beat. The power of the Divine Blades is freaking unreal. And now you're letting your mind wander too much. A moment is all I need to break through your defenses. Erase all the thoughts of this fleeting mortal call and focus only on the battle before you. Concentrate on me, concentrate on yourself. Because in this world, none exists except us. Pretty epic. I can't keep up. That's all I have to just fend her off. As a matter of Van, I've seen you fight opponents with more tenacity than this. Get him, Van! Street and power extraordinary. Looks like he's finally unleashing his inner beast. A beast worthy of the name Devourer of Nightmares. It's gonna take more than a beast to satiate me. Holy crap. Aw, man. Can't keep up when I'm relying on my wits and I play right in her hands when I act on instinct. I am both the nightmare and the beast that devours it. What's this? I think some part of me was still trying to hold back. But now I'm ready to come at you with everything I have! Oh, heck yeah. That's what I'm after, the ultimate form hidden inside of you. I suppose I had better respond in kind then. Spirit unification! Looks even more powerful than when we saw you in Long Lie. You've been toiling with me this whole time. Get him, man. You fight to the bitter end, Grendel. You're on Divine Blade of Silver! System error, system error. Data overload from unknown source has been detected. System processing capability exceeded. Oh man! Back to reality. We were so close. Just when I had finally found new heights to reach. Wanna go again? Nope. Figured I'm not really in the mood anyway. Seemed we couldn't finish our duel, but I guess I'm satisfied for now. I can't remember the last time I had to use Akagarasu to its full potential. What's that? Is that the name of your sword or something? Uh-huh. Goes by other names too, but I'm really not supposed to go into that. The sheath is made from the weapons of many hardened fighters. I bet I could have spruced it up nicely had I gotten my hands on that Grendel's armor. Probably would have been hard, given that it's made of shards, but heck, knowing you, I'm sure you'd figure out a way to do it. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. Thanks a bunch, Van. You really are something else. I'm not exactly what you'd call a devoted martial artist, but I definitely feel like I caught a glimpse of something new. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to do this again at some point. Really? Then let's go another... Not now, I said at some point. Excellent work, Princess. Same to you, Arkwright. Whoa, where'd you come from? Hey there, looks like you got everything ready for us. Indeed, I just finished setting the table. Enjoy. I vanish! Well, since we're here already, why don't we have a few drinks while we take in the view? Holy crap, this is delicious. Did that Kuragana guy make all this? He sure did. Isn't he great? He likes to cook when he isn't brushing up on his ninja skills. Other cooking might actually be part of his ninjutsu training. After all, poisoning food is a tried and true method of assassination. And now I've lost my appetite. Anyway, I don't hear you talking about that ninja stuff all that much. What strikes me as weird considering you're from Ikaruga. This may surprise you to hear, but despite my being Ikaruga's second in command, and despite learning the Black God 1's blade style from my master, I'm not actually a shinobi myself. I played around with some of the practitioners of the Rogetsu school. That's about it. Huh. That master, you're the one they called the Sword Hermit? That's right, and he just happens to be an old friend of yours, your master's. He was Ikaruga's former chieftain, the Sword Hermit, Yun Kafai. In the West, he's better known as the founder of the Eight Leaves One Blade School. Is that right? So does that mean the Black God style is similar to the Eight Leaves? They're similar in some ways, but not so much in others. The Dark Blade style of the Black God School has 1,000 years of history behind it. Eight Leaves One Blade is more of a modified light blade style that the Master himself created using the Black God as a basis. Both aimed to guide their practitioners along the path to enlightenment, but the roads we take and the means we use couldn't be more different. Since I trained under the Sword Hermit himself, I have a pretty good understanding of how the two styles differ. Didn't realize there was so much to it. Now let me ask you a question of my own. Are you planning to stick with the Kunlun style until you master it? Or you pursue that hollow style of yours? Hollow style. To be honest, I'm not too interested in doing either. I'm taking what I learned from them and incorporating it into my own style. Might have taken a roundabout path, but it worked for me so far. That's a very you answer. Since the road you're walking is a thorny one. Instead of following any one school of discipline to the end, you're aiming for a variety. You're basically scooping up little bits from all over. And while variety is the spice of life, there are limitations to overcome when trying to approach things from a great perspective. The path you're taking might turn out to be more than you can bear. Well, I can cross that bridge when I get there. Till then, I'm going to stick to my way of doing things. And that involves helping people through forest regions. Like the one you just put out. If the conditions are right, I just get out there and do it. I see. That's just the kind of person you are, huh? You're an interesting man, Van. One of these days, I'd like to introduce you to the matron and our chieftain. You'd have to reach the eastern end of the continent, though. No one outside the Black God and Eight Leaves schools has ever done that. There's a first for everything. You might be able to pull it off, assuming you can get a handle on that grindle form of yours. Or am I getting bad vibes from this? Yeah, don't worry, your spiky little head. You know, I've never bored when I'm around you. I'm always having new sorts of experiences, like we nearly attain new heights a bit ago. I hope you and I can continue being good friends. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. We're friends and adversaries. Who said anything about us not being adversaries, do you? You know, just because you can read my mind doesn't mean you should. Yep.
We were almost there. Well, there's always next time, I suppose. You're now on the hook for showing me what lies beyond someday. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of each other in the future.
That was nice. Also got some exposition. Excellent. Okay, so I have 4. I really want to do you. I'm curious about that one. Alright, I'll probably do yours. And that's what we learned from the bicycle parking incident. We've since changed the ways we're directing traffic, so I don't expect this to be an issue going forward. I'm glad to hear this, no matter came to a swift resolution, which was no doubt on your prompt response, I'm sure. Thank you for the report. Keep up the good work as always. One last thing. I know you're going to be charging the festival. I hope you give yourself a break soon. It's been long overdue. Hello, Bright speaking. Oh my, direct inquiry from the Institute? Is that regards to the dissertation I published recently? So, they would like me to give a lecture on the design theories behind network trafficking for long-distance communications? Understand, I'll check my schedule and get back with you as soon as I can. Have a lovely day. Ooh, no rest for the weary student council president, I suppose. No, I shouldn't complain. I'm not the only one who's busy after all. Well then, I think I'll take advantage of this brief respite to chip away at my paperwork. I'll start with the club applications and the paperwork submitted for the new school year. Oh, come in. I wonder if it's Odette this time. Nope. Hey there, sorry to interrupt. You look busy as ever, Miss President. Oh, good afternoon, Van. This is an unexpected surprise, but not an unwelcome one. What do I hear of the visit? Has something happened? Actually, I just came to ask one simple question. Want to come on a little date with me? My Fedor credit never took me for a casual flirt. I wonder how Agneso and Elaine would react if I spilled the tea on this little move you're making. Why are you bringing them up? Anyway, it looks like you're wrapped up in all the work you need to do for now. You can spare the time, I'm sure. But if you want to play the stubborn card, I'll just have to drag you out of the office by force. Well, you aren't leaving me much choice in the matter. Yeah! Not that I'm objecting, of course. Absconding with you might be a pleasant change of pace. Heck yeah! Would you care to escort me? Of course. Yep, to the Nerix, and the two of them headed out into town in his pickup truck. So they have new sightseeing guides for Liberal and Crossbow, do they? There's even one for the Empire. Can't imagine I'll be heading out that way anytime soon, but I'd like to someday. There's loads of great desserts you can only find over in the western half of the continent. Well, if you do decide to go out that way, I wouldn't mind showing you around. I could take you on a tour of all the major cities, and I can help you find places that are off the map. I know all the best restaurants. Careful, I might take you up on that offer. Aww. I know she ain't got a shot. I know she's just teasing because she wants to get Agnes to pick it up, but I never would have pegged you for the type you like fishing. But yeah, I think you once told me that your older sister was pretty into it. She's a bracer, yeah? That's right. She taught me how to fish before I moved to Calvert. I like to on occasion, but it's a nice way to pass the time. She and her partner are traveling all over Zemuria to effort to achieve A-rank statuses. She sends me pictures of fish that she catches sometimes. Hey! Well, I do wish she'd spare me the details of their little lover spats. Sounds like the two are pretty tight. Anyway, this couple is not built to last, but I think it's sweet that he cares. And that's it. It's a limited edition cake everyone's been locked over. It's even featured in a magazine special on heavily confections. It certainly looks delicious, but it would probably go well with a refreshing cup of tea. Want to give it a try? I know you're only asking because you want to try it for yourself, but very well, we can have some. Heck yeah! Eventually, the pair made their way to the Grand Circuit. Also, the idea that Van likes sweets so much because it was the one good thing about his life after the fact. Because bro is a sweets connoisseur and he loves cars. After protected and leisurely stroll around the racetrack, did some window shopping and dropped by the beer garden. The heck is the beer garden? For the final stop, they decided to ride the Ferris wheel. Grand Wheel! Ooh, sure packed a lot in one date, huh? Indeed, you have my gratitude, Van. That's exactly the sort of break I needed. Although I can't help but feel this supposed date is missing something. A touch of romance, perhaps. Hey, give me some slack. I'm already in enough trouble as it is running off with a high school girl. What a pity. Alright, I think it's about time you came clean. About the reason you took me on this date, I mean. That's all my stuff for you. Could tell I was in low spirits. Oh, you did all this from a place of genuine concern. But the time was just a little too perfect, even for you. Tell me, did Estelle, Joshua, and Tita send you a forced retreat through the guild? My guess is yes. They were unable to fulfill their promise of coming to today's festival, so there must be their way of making up for that. Aw, guess the cat's out of the bag. I already told them they didn't need to come. I didn't want them to feel guilty. They have their hands full with their work at the racer, at the guild and the ZCF. I fully understand why they couldn't make it in time. Or make the time. I know they're looking forward to it, and then it's way out of their hands. I had to reassure them that I was fine, but... No, I suppose they could tell that deep down I miss them. Of course you do, why wouldn't you? Such kind, lovely people, that's why I miss them so. Yeah. Yeah, see? Yeah, that much is clear as day. I mean, they're the ones who found you when you were still wandering around on your own as Kitty. Got a special bond. Indeed we do. They're my pride and joy. Thank you, Van. It was a nice surprise. Nah, you ain't gotta return the favor. It's ironic that former Kitty could only barely scratch the surface. You didn't think the surprise was over already, did you? Huh? New hollow system? What is... Good morning, Ren. You have grown, partner. Huh? Are you... Is it really you? No, don't say that. It's not true, it's not true, it's not true. Ren. He's sustained critical damage to its logic unit. There's no backing up system for the Gordius class archaisms. Wait. It'll be alright, we'll fix you, we'll... Goodbye. This is something I'd only know from playing, I wonder if this is something that, I'd have to put Trails in the Sky to get. Patter matter? Did we surprise you? So we could make it to the festival, Ren. I know it doesn't really make up for it, but we've had this gift in the works for a super long time. Now that you're coming from graduation, and since you'll soon be turning 18, we wanted to do something special to commemorate the occasion. It took a lot of people to make it happen, and we now owe favors to people the world over. But it's all worth it, because we were able to bring back someone who meant the world to you. Aww. How's that for a surprise? Hope you like it. Estelle, Joshua, and even Tita. No, I'm sure you weren't the only ones who did this. That's right, your family and friends weren't my only clients. Heck yeah, they were. The Golden Butterfly and the Direwolf were also in on this. Oh, and that unnamed fortune teller and an unnamed fortune teller and a phantom thief pitched in too. Unnamed fortune teller. The request was signed by a whole lot of them. Even Jorg, wherever he is, put his name down. It's the same Gordius-class archaism that was destroyed during Crossbell's first bid for independence 5 years ago. They've been working on restoring it in secret, and they asked me to deliver it to you. Now I can support you, I'm sure. It's good to be home, Ran. Aww. Aww. Welcome home. Welcome home, Powder Matter. Looks like my work here is done. That is so sweet. Aww. Estelle, Joshua, Tito, everyone, I hope you realize just how unfair this is. You kept this all from me, even roped York and Luciola into it. Best friend's the one that got the ball rolling. She took an interest in hollow cores while researching the Zypha standard. That's when the idea popped her head and she and her family set to work on it. They had to get in contact with Ouroboros and York so they could restore Powder Matter as a hollow core. And turns out, even news travels fast in the society. Once the word hit, it spread like wildfire. They all gathered the data from when Powder Matter was destroyed, along with the scraps of archive info from the 13 factories. Using that as a base, they were able to assemble a logic unit that was close to the original as you could get. Then they recreated it. Having said that, it's still just a prototype. They'll be making some improvements in the future. They get past all kinds of organizational and international barriers just to make this happen. It's a miracle in the true sense of the word. This is all thanks to the connections you've made along the way. That's really sweet. You're right, don't you forget that you played a part in all this too, Van. You speak as though you had next to no involvement. That simply isn't true. After all, you're the one who lives in that space between the light and dark, allowing you to be connected to all, and trusted by those of both sides. I mean, I guess. Anyway, I hope to realize just how many people you have in your corner. Yes, I feel like this experience has really driven that point home for me. You really outdone yourself this time, Van. Nah, all I did was handle one little request. But I will say, just because you can do anything doesn't mean you should try to do everything. If you need help, just a phone call away. You can always shoot me a forest VG whenever you'd like. I'll do whatever I can for you. Oh, you really are impossible. You just won't play fair, will you? I feel like I'll never be able to repay all you've done for me. And one day I'll find a way. Aww.
Thank you for bringing Potter Mater back to me. I do hope you realize I will not stand to let this debt go unpaid. Prepare yourself, because one day I will show you just how grateful I really am.
Whoa! I didn't actually expect that. That's cool.
Planner launch!
Nice. Excellent.
What's next?
I get the feeling that's going to be so cute. I want to check this one out, though. Yep. Getting up with Lane and the two of them with respect to a prospective client. So why are you being so weird about it? Apologies for the delay. I'm with the Bracer Guild. Oh, yes, we've been expecting you. Aren't you that famous A-rank bracer? Thank you so much for accepting a request on such short notice. Oh, you brought Van along as well? Fancy seeing you here again. For the record, I'm mostly just along for the ride. You know him? Yeah, I met him while doing a Forest 3G a while back. You still keeping in touch with old Bruno? Yes, I consulted him about all this, in fact. Anyway, I feel much better knowing that you're on the case. Dang. Let's get down to business, shall we? So you suspect a stalker will crash your wedding today and attack the bride. Do I have that right? You do, yes. Honestly, we're at a loss of what to do. I'll begin when Dorothy was kind enough to care for a man who passed out along the side of the road. She was already engaged at that point, but didn't stop the man from being obsessed with her over that after the fact. and sometimes I didn't do much, as he was careful to remain within the confines of the law. Then, once the wedding day was set, she received an unusual package. Inside was a chastising photo of her and the groom. The faces were cut, and a message was written: "Blood, love, and never dies." The wedding date was listed as well, even though it had only just been decided on. Holy crap! How despicable. Only the vilest of fiends would seek to ruin an important day in a young couple's life. That's a textbook example of a threat letter. Should be enough for the guild to take action. Problem is, if we're following the Bracers Code, I'm afraid I have no choice but to ask that you delay your wedding. When danger is imminent, we have to put the safety of the citizens above all. I hope you understand. I was afraid of that. I'm so sorry, Dorothy. Puts it off by one day. No, don't be. It's for the best. We can't risk putting our friends and family in harm's way. I just wish we could have celebrated this with them. Everyone was able to take time out of their busy schedules for this. Alright, I think the request can qualify as a forest PG now. Oh? Our Grad Solutions will be working with the guild on this one. I need to move the wedding date, because I've got an idea. You do? But how would... No. I'll pay any price you ask. As long as it means we can have our wedding as planned. Pull this one off, I'm going to need the assistance of our very own Beauty's Blade. Say no more, do whatever I can to help. They enlisted the aid of the cathedral staff and swiftly put Van's plan into action, and so the wedding began on schedule. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today before the goddess Adios to join Roderick and Dorothy in the bonds of holy matrimony. Do you, Roderick, take this woman, Dorothy, to have and to hold in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? I do. And do you, Dorothy, take this man, Roderick, in sickness and in health, for richer or poorer, to love and to cherish for as long as you both shall live? I... Stop! Who do you think you are? You have no right to barging into the sacred union. Must be that low-life jerk they told me about. Why, Dorothy, why would you marry the likes of him? I'm the one you love. That's why you saved me back then, right? Get a grip, man. That's just some fantasy you dreamed up with on your own. I will never give up the woman I love, especially not to someone who's only burdened her with a one-sided obsession. What? What the heck did you say to me? Who do you think you are, you piece of crap? Get lost. You have nothing to do with this. Dorothy, my beloved, it's time to go. I'll pull out a gun to the goddess's side where our love will never die. Huh? I must say, I find your unrequited love rather shallow. You can't even tell that your beloved was an imposter. What? That's an A-rank bracer. We just played. Why is she here? Why? Where's my Dorothy? Oh, Roderick. Oh, Dorothy, everything's going to be alright now. So, what do y'all think of our mid-wedding halftime show? A little unprecedented, I know, but hey, there's a first for everything. Our special Gain Elaine All Clear gave a performance for the ages. All to test the love of our leading lady and man. Let's give our groom a big round of applause for bravely fending off his girl's would-be captor. Holy cannoli! I didn't realize they switched out the bride. Okay, that was a little too realistic for my taste, but man, what a show! The darn spigot really knows how to throw everyone for a loop. I sincerely apologize for causing a ruckus. We'll get back to this. Get the ceremony back underway in just a moment. Also, she looks good in that wedding dress. Afterwards, they quickly turned the stalker over to police. The wedding went on without any further descriptions. Whatever. Disruptions. Elaine, Van. Thank you so much for saving our wedding. Oh, that was a nice and tidy ending. I'm glad we were able to help them. Can't believe I was able to pull one over in the crowd with the halftime show bit. It was one heck of a gamble. If Roderick hadn't done that whole spiel from the start, from the heart, I doubt anyone would have bought it. I got a question for you. What's special interest in this request? Something about this job must have caught your eye. Didn't think you'd want to leave in the middle of the festival otherwise. I suppose that's true, but to answer your question, the subject of marriage just so happens to be on my mind lately. Seeing as how my family, or rather my relatives, have been trying to get me to tie the wedding knot, I received a few proposals already. Oh man! I knew the Quincy Company had been hard at work rebuilding the business, but this is the first I'm hearing of this. As you may well know, our family has a long lineage, and many of my relatives are the old-fashioned sort. They say it's all supposed to be the Arclair family. I suppose it sounds noble when you... Oh, also support. I suppose it sounds noble when you put it like that. In all likelihood, they're simply desperate to find their footing. Things have been rather chaotic in my father's incarnation. Incarceration. In a way, I must pity them, and to be honest, that's why I've entertained the notion. I don't think you should. You're just trying to bear the burden for everyone like usual, but that ain't your responsibility, alright? Your dad's the one who committed the crime, not you. It isn't your job to mop up his mess. You can't fix everything. And if you say you can, then that's arrogance talking, plain and simple. But, you know, you might just be the most hypocritical thing you've ever said. And I'm just speaking from experience, that's all. From one burden-bearing person to another, don't forget why you chose the path you're on. You didn't choose it for your family's sake. You sure as heck didn't choose it for mine either. You're right. No, in fact, you're exactly right. Oh, and don't worry about those marriage proposals. I turned them all down. Who said I was worried? By the way, you might not want to pull this off for too much longer. We're both getting up there in age. Put this off for too much longer. We're both getting up there in age. Excuse me? I'll have you know that I'm only 24. Okay, here I go. Ah, well, Lane caught it. Congrats. I wonder if this is my reward for all the hard work I put in lately. Aw, as certain someone I know could and should learn from my example. Ooh, fit me where it hurts, why don't you? Fine, I'll try and take a few pointers. Aw.
Back when we were students, I always thought this day might come for us. Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just lost in thought. We're both still walking our own paths, so let's focus on that for now. I'll be happy to help you along.
Oh no! Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Elaine.
Planner launched.
So I have to go get some info. Kim. You know what? You got me curious, kid. What you doing? Honestly, I wish I could do all these. Catch her soon to the office and get some emergencies to attend to. When he neither returned nor answered his cell phone, Van decided to go check on him, make sure everything was okay. Catch me back in his room. Did he forget something he needed for the school festival? Wait. He seemed to be in a hurry. Maybe we should go in and see what's up. Look at all the people coming in. I couldn't be happier. Live streaming sure is a bunch of fun. Make sure to give me a follow if you liked what you saw. The heck? Whose voice is that? Sounds a little bit affected. A little affected. Does he have a girl in there with him? No, wait. Anyway, thanks for stopping by today, Edith. Catch you next time on the Catalia channel. Catcher, I'm coming in. Huh? Van? I can explain. Sorry for barging in. Just Catalina the Science Gal. So this is one of those newfangled virtual idol things, right? How many things are you going to pull from real life? How many more? That's so good. Oh, he's a VTuber. He's a VTuber. No. Ah, that's so funny. I'm sorry, Katja. It's not a slight against you. It's just I didn't expect it. But it makes so much sense. Heard about her online. Apparently, she's really exploded onto the scene the past few weeks. He's the best. Never would have get. She was your alter ego, though. Yes, well, people have really started to embrace streaming yourself over the orbital net as a new form of entertainment. I developed an interest in it while researching the new technology involved, so I decided to make my own virtual model and try it out. Sounds like you weren't expecting to get so hooked, let alone make it this big. Your Edith exclusive broadcast just happened to overlap with the school festival, right? So the only way you could do both was by ducking out of the festivities for a bit. Forgive me, I know I shouldn't be using the office connection without asking. What's there to apologize for, knowing you? I'm sure you got all kinds of anti-tracking tech in place. Streaming though, huh? It's enough to make my head spin. A few years back, I wouldn't have been able to picture it. I know, right? Yeah! You even got video scanning your movements and syncing it to your model in real time, yeah? Man, if that takes off, it'll have every form of media in fight or flight mode. Either that or scrambling to get a slice of the pie themselves. Did I say something wrong? No, just the opposite. Sorry for being rude there. It's just, I went through so much trouble to make myself as a girl without anyone else finding out. For a minute, I was afraid you'd get creeped out or laugh at me or something. I see. I mean, sure, I was shocked, but more in a, wow, that's pretty incredible kind of way. Everybody's got their hobbies and pursuits. It just happens to be your jam. I can understand why you'd be scared, though. Yeah, thanks, Van. This wasn't something I agonized over, though. It genuinely did start out of curiosity. As you know, I straddled the line between male and female. But because my masculine genes express themselves more predominantly, I've lived as a boy ever since the professor took me in. I also found myself attracted to cute girls, though that isn't exclusively the case. Yep. Because he thought Agnes was cute, but he also, I think is attracted to Van, too. Still, I couldn't be help wondering, what if I had lived as a girl all this time instead? That train of thought makes sense for you. Not to say you're the only one who's ever felt this way. Right, the world is made up of all kinds of people, each with their own values and ways of living. So I want to be forward-thinking and explore potential paths for my own life a little more. I mean, technically, you, of everybody, can be both. So, but I wonder which one you were born as. Probably, since you've got more masculine-like features, you're probably born as a male. But the fact that you are both, because of your freakazoid parents. Guess you could say I was partially inspired by the talk Rosette and I had on Nemeth Island. That's so. I was right to call you incredible then. I'm glad you think so. Well, actually, can I ask you to stick around for a bit? This isn't about you stumbling in on my secret, to be clear. There's just something I wanted to test. Catcher is urging Van to accompany him to the spot where the test can be conducted. Oh? Oh, Mark and Garton, that makes sense. Sorry to keep you waiting, Van. Hmm? Please tell me this is a cat costume. Whoa. I can't see him as anything but a crossdresser. What do you think? This is the full-scale, high-precision Catalina model. This is the first time I've ever worn it, so to speak, so there's still a bunch of unknown factors. It's not weird, is it? Of course not. Today's just been full of surprises, is all. Your own traits shine through a bit, but you seem to be pretty comfortable presenting as Catalina. This might be because of the way I use the Mark and Garton's data in AI to create her. First, I adjusted the scanned model of myself using the Gartson to allow for modifications, and I executed a deep learning route to simulate what I might look like as a girl. 80 years above, technology's outpacing me more by the minute. Unfortunately, I can't show myself from the chest up due to current processing capability and synchronization speed limits. Eventually, I should be able to live stream myself dancing in real time. Or theoretically, that is. Now that I'd like to see. Man, though, once you researcher types get going on a project, you stick it out to the end. It's funny, a little while ago, I probably would have ever thought this to the point of discouraging myself from even trying. Me and the others help me understand that I can be anything I want to be. Heck yeah, kid. Shoot for the stars. And I'm grateful for that, Van. Just don't expect me to pass that thanks along to the others for me. Anyway, just take your time experimenting and fleshing out your own personal style. Who knows? Brought up enough following and you might be able to make a living on this idol thing. It's funny, once I loosened up and got into the role, my popularity rose just like that. There's no turning back now at this point. It's beginning to feel like another part of the real me. Hey, maybe we can make you Arster Solutions marketing mascot. Nah, that's probably too much exposure. But hey, it's always on the table if you need to expand our reach. Don't tell me you're actually considering it. Yeah! Duh. That put a bow on your live streaming for today? Yes, I should be able to spend time with you and the rest after this. Why are you staring at me like that? It's nothing. Just took me a sec to remember that this is still the same catcher I've been talking to. What else did you expect? Oh, but setting that aside, would you mind, my lips about this? Don't sweat it, I was already planning to. That's a heads up though. Lanyas and them are liable to get wise anyway, once you start making a name for yourself. I guess that's always a possibility. Imagine someone like Aaron finding out. Ugh, just thinking about that gives me goosebumps. Should I treat them all to look less like me before they catch on? But if it alienates my fan base, the backlash could be explosive. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like a red alert. Didn't mean to sound the red alert. Yeah!
Hey, Van? I, wanted to thank you proper. Thank you so much for accepting me no matter what. I'm going to keep trying to figure out who I want to be. And you being there for me as I do makes me more happy than you could...
Oh, sorry!
Planner launch!
Take it. Okay, it's fine. I don't care. No, what, Barry? I'll check out yours. Long story short, I'm concerned for you. You sure you can handle whatever job it is the Kruger are sending you on? Sorry to worry you so much, Van. I was actually waffling on whether or not to tell you. Here, this is my assignment. Hopefully I have enough time to finish this. Probably not. His name is David, a bad actor known for being a criminal consultant. He helps cooks draft our scheme. Sounds pretty similar to the Earthbreaker's shady practices. Yeah, I think this guy is way lower on the food chain than him, though. A few weeks ago, he fed information to the Kruger and made a request of them. The task was to subdue a twisted group of brokers from the western Episamuria who kidnapped and trafficked war orphans. No self-respecting warrior could ignore info like that, assuming it was true anyway. Get the meaning. It was all just a ruse, huh? And when Abby and his men scoped out the area, the targets were the opposite of what they expected. It was actually a group of NGO personnel providing support to shelter war orphans. So he wanted to manipulate your tribe into getting rid of an organization that posed a threat to his enterprise. Gutsy move, takes real brass ones to try and screw with Kruger of all course. Using our pride as warriors and pitting us against our pals is a deed worthy of 1,000 deaths. Let me guess, this has something to do with your coming of age on your last birthday. You knew about that? Yes, we Kruger are treated as adults from 14 onward. What did some of your people's traditions while training under your brother? So I also know that all adult warriors have to go through a rite of passage. There we go. No need to worry, Abba gave me all the intel I need on the target. I wouldn't want to keep you from enjoying the festival. A little too late for that. This doesn't have any of the same overtones as what happened with Ida. But I was the one who took the liberty of stepping in back then, so you can't say it's got nothing to do with me. Well, that's just your boss, so Grad Solutions and current guardian. I've got a responsibility to your dad and Ida to look out for you. I'm taking it upon myself to see you through this, whether you like it or not. Wouldn't sit right with me otherwise. Man. Alright then. Yep. Assume location has various bases and operations around the capital, and the time came for to chase him down. Huh. Why won't any of my flunkies pick up? Do the other bases already get wiped out? Almost took no time for the blade to get blown in on its entire operation. But the crew both finally shifted in a high gear. No, this can't be anything bigger than a recon squad. Yeah, fine by me. I can pick them off and then make a break for it until their main unit arrives. Yeah, dead end. Shouldn't be far enough to give me some breathing room. Wrong, this is the end of the line. David, the criminal consultant, I knew you'd come here to lay low. But heck are you? Wait, those clothes. You're telling me my subordinates at our bases get obliterated like a big little girl? But not just any girl. That's right, I'm a Kruger warrior, and you're out of escape routes. Better make your peace. Hold your horses, little lady. I wasn't thinking straight. It was never my intention to soil your people's honor, I swear, so please. Die already and leave me be! Man with time to spare. Nice one, Farida. Your read on the best sniper spot was spot on. Thanks, fan. How are you on? Beat him up! Speed weather videos. Oh. Stop, stop, stop! Listen, little lady, I'm sick weather back home, so I have a heart. Will you just don't kill me, I'm begging you. The flames of judgment will cleanse the soul of the wicked. This is a law passed down through our tribe. Oh? I'm still alive? Ending your life here would be letting you off easy. Your criminal consultations have probably built up a seedy network spreading in every direction. Can't say I've truly fulfilled my duty as a warrior until it's all been burnt down to cinders. Makes you more valuable as fuel for the fire. If we throw you in the right place, your flames will smoke out the others crawling around in the dark. You weren't thinking of handing me over to the CID, were you? Oh, let's not be hasty. At least give it to the guild of the police. That's a fate you brought on yourself. There's no getting away. Your only hope is to pray. Pray to the flames and Arusha for forgiveness. And that's a wrap. The words Van Conscious Second Lieutenant Kayla and turned Darwin, whatever. Was it? I think anyone would make such a clean sweeping to bring in this criminal counsel to justice. Maybe young for a Kruger, but actually, why don't I say you did an amazing job and leave it at that? Just following orders is all. Can we count on you to handle the rest? You certainly can. We'll make those connections for every love drop of intel they're worth. It's all over. I never shouldn't have got mixed up with the Kruger. Even if I didn't catch you, someone else would have sooner or later. Own up to your sins and tone like you mean it. The warriors of Kruger might turn a blind eye to you. The stuff about your music was probably a lie. But take good care of her, okay? Once you make amends and return home, I mean. Huh? You saw through that story about my mother? Then my brother and Shore must hurt me at all. Doesn't make any darn sense. I was full of surprises, ain't you? Pull it off fine clevers. That'll teach me to doubt your abilities. I'm glad you found a path that worked for you. One that being a warrior isn't just about raining judgment down. It wouldn't have happened without your help gathering intel. Ever since I was little, I was taught that being a warrior meant purging evil where it stood, and I never questioned that. Then last year, everything happened with Ida, and me coming to Arc Solutions, I overcame a lot of difficult challenges. I had to face the possibility of another me who never had that, and I wondered if I was betraying my duty. Yep. I wanted to prove it somehow. But the rite of passage gave me a chance to show that I was able to find my own answer. I don't know what Abby and Kasim will think about it once they hear the details, though. Hey, when it comes down to it, you stuck to the tribe's code, right? Doubt anyone can give you a hard time over that. One thing's for sure, though, you've come a long way since you started working for me. Good job, Farida. I mean it. And all the time I spent with you and the rest of the team really paid off. Can't thank you enough for that. By the way, I hate to put you out even further. A selfish request? For every warrior completes the rite of passage, they go through what we call the adornment ceremony. Traditionally, a trusted member of the family member or friend is supposed to help with the song. So we're just going to ask Ida, but you know. Heard about this, it's a sacred once-in-a-lifetime ritual. I'm not even a Jaeger, let alone a warrior. You sure it's okay for me to take part? Sure, I'm sure, Van. Yeah. Can't say no, that's a big responsibility. I'll try to do it justice. Farida Al-Fayed, thou child of flames. May thee walk with pride upon thy path, till thine embers burn their last. On the honor of my people, Aruja's chosen, do I make this vow. Aww. It's a little tricky. Tickly. How do I look? Like you were born to wear it. Gotta admit though, I'm a little surprised your dad's... I'm a little scared your dad's gonna want to worry when he found out I helped you come of age. Huh? Why would I be care? No reason. That's a topic for you when you're further down the road. You know, still a kid. Of course, we're glad to have you, Farida. Yeah! Platonic! Hey!
Still have a lot to figure out, but right now, I'm proud of where I am.
Heck
And
yeah.
until I've decided what path to follow, I'm gonna stay right by your side, Van. I want to learn as much as I can from you.
Excellent. Alright, well, that does it. I did all of the side stuff except for the activities, which I don't know. I might go back and try to do the 7 hearts thing, but for now, this is probably going to end it for today. I do have to go to work, sadly, and I want to spend some time eating and whatnot. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next episode of Trails, which probably won't be for like 2 or 3 days, though to anyone watching this recording, I mean, that's absolutely nothing to you, because I don't upload these daily. So, peace out. Bye! After I save it. Peace!